Hello and welcome to another episode of my Football Manager 2019 manager career. Man, I'm so tired today. I can't even get words out. This is going to be an interesting 2 hours. Okay, so we're playing as Blyth Spartans. We've just played the end of our second season last session. Got promoted after missing out so narrowly in season 1. But we are up and in the next division now, the Vanarama National League. I know, amazing stuff, isn't it? And we are right up into the friendlies, the pre-season friendlies, which I'm going to play because, well, you know, I want to see if stuff's working fine, see if any new players I sign are fitting into the team and all of that. So we have signed some players that were recommended to me by viewers last season. So we've got Carvalho and Des Prez, I think, are the two that I managed to bring in. Who else did I get? Oh, I signed this guy, Ben O'Hanlon, who's a left wing back. He's going to be a reserve to replace Michael Liddell as and when needed, because Michael Liddell is now 30 years old, and you never know when he might take an injury. Hey, Catch, how you doing? Good to see you again. And what else have I done? I think that's about it, actually. I think that's all the ones I've brought in. But this Carvalho guy, he's Denilson Carvalho. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I'm going to go with Carvalho. But he's looking pretty good. 21-year-old Brazilian. That's right. Blyth Spartans have got themselves a Brazilian. And he's slotting into the attacking midfield centre position. Hopefully, he will build up a good partnership with Maguire and Fuster. But that means Sean Reid is going to be left on the bench. He's now 28 years old, but he's had a couple of nasty injuries along the way over the couple of seasons. And his stats and ability are not too hot compared to some of the others in the club now. So he's only rated at a 2.5-star player. So I thought it was about time I brought in some new talent up front. Sad to see him relegated to the bench, but, you know, you've got to improve your team, especially when you go up a division, and we're going to have a tough time, definitely, if we didn't improve. So I've still got Sangare in midfield. Another change, unfortunately, and this is going to be a big one, is Kieran Green is now out of the first team because we've got Sebastian Des Prez, the American, or Desprez, who knows how he says it. We're going to go with Des Prez. But yeah, 21-year-old American. That was another recommendation to me previously. And he looks like a pretty reasonable midfielder. Now, he doesn't exactly play the role I want to play. Not perfectly. He's better suited to being an advanced playmaker or a deep-lying playmaker. So I may end up switching his role from centre midfield at some stage to that. We'll see how it goes. And what I'll do in that case is I'll swap Sangare there, and then I'll have him on support duty on deep lying playmaker, something like that. I mean, I don't need an advanced playmaker, not with these three up there. I think that would be too much up front. But anyway, we'll see how it fares like this for now. Hold on a minute. Am I better off doing it that way around? Let's see. So they're both a bit more even if I swap it round, or I could do it this way and Sangare's more comfortable and he's less comfortable. But he's a young man, he's 21 years old, maybe he's got time to settle into this role, he might get used to it. At least he's competent anyway. What's his tackling ability? Is he actually any good at that? 8. What's Sangare's? 10. Maybe we'll try it this way around then. Let's go with that for now. What else? Oh, I've got this guy, Malt, on trial at the moment. Steve Malt. He's not looking like he's going to shape up into being anything good. He's only 16 though. But I thought I'd bring him in on trial in case he has good potential. But so far, first impressions, not looking great. We'll have to see. We probably won't end up keeping him on. But I've done all the contract signing. That was a huge deal as well. Obviously, takes quite a while. I think everybody has had a new contract now. I have my new wage budget. So we now have a wage budget of £12,000 a week. Well, £12,097 a week, which is fantastic. We're currently spending £9,020 a week of that. So that's with, you know, all the new contracts we've had to sign and the new players we've brought in. But we've still got another just under £3,000. Well, no, actually, yeah, just over £3,000 spare for any new players that I might sign. And we've got a whopping £45,000 transfer budget. Although I haven't really been able to find anyone else I can bring in. The main problem I have with this club, it's not that I'm lacking in money for wages or buying in players right now. The problem I have is finding players that actually want to join the club. It's kind of difficult. At the moment, I think a lot of them are being put off by the fact that we've just gotten promoted and there's a fair chance we're going to go straight back down again. So nobody wants to commit to a team in that position, do they? So, yeah, I mean, like I said, we got a handful of players in. I think it was 3, wasn't it? So Des Prez, Carvalho, and where's he gone? O'Hanlon. And that will have to do for now, I think. So anyway, I'm going to continue on. Because I would like to crack on with this friendly. And here it is, Blyth versus Altrincham. Altrincham playing in the purple and pink. Or is it purple and pinky purple? Or purple and purple? I don't know. It's a hideous looking kit, in my opinion. So, whatever. But we're playing at home. And we're going to go with what I see as being this season's A team, which so far is looking to be this. And I was trying to sign another central defender because for me that's a weak point for us right now that I'd like to improve. I just want one more defender that's up to the kind of quality of Lang, but I just couldn't get anyone. I could not convince anyone. I had another crack at getting Sam Brotherton in, who was obviously with us in the first season, and yeah, still impossible to get a work permit for him. And he's obviously not been at any other English club in the meantime. So, yeah, he would be the only one that would even agree to come over. But if you can't get a work permit, he can't work. So, yeah, we're kind of stuck with what we've got at the moment. But anyway, we've still made an improvement in the centre of the field here and here. So perhaps that will be enough for me. Right now, I've switched the 2 roles round for Fuster and Maguire. Now, previously, I was playing them this way around, which was working out fine, but I've decided to just give this a try in the pre-season friendlies, just on the swap, just to see if Bradley Fuster starts bagging more goals in the poacher position, which he's obviously more comfortable with, and just to see if Dan Maguire's extra skills, extra ability sees him through in the pressing forward role. Right, let's submit the team and get on with the match. So 4-2-3-1 being played by Altrincham. What's Tony McQuaid got to say? Yeah, let's go with his advice. He's been on pretty good form when it comes to assistant manager advice since they patched the game. I'm almost certain that they fixed some aspect of that up. And we're off. Oh, hey, Gal, how you doing? Gal says, so are you going to try to get a team to win all the things, or are you just trying to make some monies? Some monies. So that was a weird spelling you've gone for there. I would like to try to get this team as high as I can get it, really. It depends how much time I have for playing this game. At the moment, we're playing it on Fridays, one night a week, but being a variety streamer, as new things come along, I'll end up having to give up some things. At the moment, I'm still managing to keep this going. I'm managing to keep Battletech going, and managing to keep Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 going. And I've introduced the Division 2 on Tuesday evenings. So at the moment I'm at full capacity with 3 of the games being played just one night a week, and then Battletech taking up most of my time during the daytime slots as it is. The main reason for that being that's what gets me the most viewers right now, and I'm having loads of fun with it. But I'll keep this Football Manager thing going as long as I can. Maybe I won't get far enough to get all the way up to the Premiership because there might be a new game that comes along that knocks this off. But I do very much enjoy Football Manager. I've been playing these games for years. So if it goes away, it will almost certainly come back at some point. If not for this version, then almost certainly for the 2020 version and yeah, so on. You know how it is. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll see how far we get. I'm not choosing the friendlies. I've just got that on automatic. That's far too much time and effort required to choose all the friendlies. So I just set that to automatic. Yes, you can make more money if you're willing to pick your friendlies against bigger clubs and get higher gate receipts. So if you want to do that, go for it. It's definitely worth getting as much money in as you can. But I'm all right for money as I am, and it's just a layer of extra hassle I can't be bothered with. So I'm just happy to allow my assistant to pick the friendlies. Right, I'm giving the team an aggressive half-time bollocking because absolutely nothing happened in that first half. So hopefully something different will occur now. Let's go for a very early demand more as well. Where do you set the price of alcohol in your stadiums? Yeah, that's not a thing, unfortunately. That is all managed for you. Right, demand more. Come on, let's have a highlight. Here we go. So Egan with the throw-in comes back to himself after being defended. Oh, new man Carvalho in the middle. Back to Egan. Are we going to see one of our new players work some magic here? Des Perez to Carvalho. Carvalho back to Des Perez. Carvalho again. Now Egan. Egan in the box. Tackled by Pritchard. Good clearance. Upfield to Hume. Now Hancock for Altrincham. Ball taken away by Sangare though. Good play there. Lang over the top. Finding Bradley Fuster. Crosses to Maguire's head. Oh, just wide of the post. Almost a goal for Blyth there. Maguire in the box. Finding Carvalho. What's the Brazilian got? Oh, no magic there. Little now on the ball. Taken down quite brutally there by the Altrincham man. And apparently our free kick is ineffective as there's no highlight off of that. But we do have a corner from Des Perez. Finding the head of Lang. Not a bad first corner I've seen him take. Obviously replacing former captain Kieran Green there. Who would have been taking corners from that side. He's now on the bench. And obviously with Kieran Green now playing as a substitute, I had to pick a new captain. And do you know what? For the life of me, I can't remember who I picked. I think it might have been Lyons. No, or Lang. Was it Lang? Maybe Lang. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to remind myself. It was a whole week ago now. Have I ever heard of the Millwall brick? One of my best friends is a Millwall fan, but I haven't heard of the Millwall brick. I imagine it's some kind of weapon. Yeah, it's a newspaper folded into a mateship. Yeah, not really surprised by that, knowing the reputation of Millwall. Yeah, Lang is the captain. I just saw, yeah, I thought it was him that ended up being it. I think Kieran Green is actually our vice captain still, though, so he will wear the armband for some matches, I'm sure. Well, very little occurring. This is going to be a very boring 0-0. Egan with the cross. Des Perez, oh, has a crack from outside the box just before the whistle, but it sails over the bar. And that was a pretty shocking 0-0. There was no commentary really to do there. Just nothing happened. That was very disappointing, even for a friendly. So next we've got a match against East Stirlingshire. Or East Stirlingshire. And that's away. So I think, judging from that, we'll be heading up to Scotland. I assume that's the Scottish East Stirling. And I hope to see a better result than that. Although, you know, it does take a little bit of time for new players to settle in. And this is why I want to play these friendlies, see how they're doing, because if they don't settle in fast enough, if things don't seem to gel, I can always throw out last season's first 11, as we know that they are comfortable playing together. The Lions had a horrible game in defence. That's not a good sign. How many season tickets have we sold? We've sold 109 season tickets so far. Okay. This Trevor Hunt guy is consistently at the top of this list. Pressing forward, defend. No, I'm not really interested in that. Apparently play a lot of positions. Let me just do a quick scout, just in case there's any other hope of a central defender. I did try my best previously to find one, but nothing was happening. Let's search by order of value. The most valuable option is Dan Jones. Who's he wanted by? He's wanted by Rochdale. We've got no information on Dan Jones at all. Playing in the Vanarama National League North, so he's a division below. He would probably be quite interested in a move upwards. Right, let's get him scouted. And we'll do one more. Dan Cowan, he's wanted by Chester for a loan. He's playing for Stockport. They're in our division, aren't they? They went up in season 1. No, not make an offer. I want to scout him. Right, there we go. Let's scout him as well. Let's continue. Yeah, it really is a weak spot I was hoping to close up, because if I'm going to survive against these tougher teams in my first season in this division, I'm going to need to be pretty tight at the back and not be leaking goals. Right, okay. England trial day. I'm not going to attend that. We'll just scout it. The chances of any of these players being interested in Blyth Spartans is pretty slim. I think it's probably safe to say none of them will have any interest in my club. I might be able to loan one of them, though, from wherever they do end up. But even that, I think, is quite unlikely. They'll be wanting to play their football at a much higher level than I'm at. Especially if they're potential England players for the future. Praise Nexus. He's training well. Hopefully he's shaping up to be a pretty decent midfielder so far. Got some traits. Shoots from distance, knocks ball past opponent, tries to play way out of trouble. That's not a bad combo. His long shot ability, 7. Oh. Perhaps needs to be a little bit better at long shots if he's going to have that as a trait, but whatever. Maybe he'll improve over time. Now, am I short of a coach right now? I'm being recommended some signings, but they might just be for improvements to the coaching team, which I'm not too fussed about making right now. It obviously has some effect on the team, but when your training facilities are terrible and your club is small, it's not a huge difference. But let's have a look. I do actually have room for another coach. So right now I have 0 goalkeeping coaches, so somebody must have retired. So we will bring a goalkeeping coach in then, as that's what we need. All right, let's clear this search out. Let's go for a new search. Staff role, coach, goalkeeping coach. And it will handily set that role, and we'll pick the attributes for the goalkeeping coach. Let's go for overall, and there's no point me setting it to 15, so let's drop it to 10 right off the bat. Okay, nobody shows up with all 10 stats. Ah, there we go. If I drop it to 9, we've got an option. Adrian Eaton Collins. Yeah, that's probably as good as I'm getting. Okay, let's offer him a contract then. So, goalkeeping coach, part-time, blah, 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 2 years. Ooh, he wants a lot of money. Let's see if we can drive him down a bit. About 250. What about 300? No, I'm pretty insistent on 300. Yeah, he's gone for it. Okay, so 300 quid a week. Still sounds kind of expensive to me, but it is what it is. We do need a goalkeeping coach. Let's hope he doesn't go elsewhere. Okay. The friendly is looming. Paul Smith needs to be put on the transfer list, apparently. Oh, yeah, that's why I had that other right wing back on trial, because Paul Smith is kind of past his sell-by date for us. I mean, I know he's only 28, but he's a one-star player, which is pretty terrible. And it's not really what we require for this level, but I just couldn't find anyone that's actually better than him last time I looked. I don't know, you may have noticed on my search for the players just before I started searching for the defensive midfielder centre, for the defender centre. Yeah, I'm very tired. I did mention in my stream earlier today, didn't I? Half asleep today. Yeah, before I was searching for that, the last thing I was searching for was a wing back right, and there was just nobody. It's just not a common position at this level of football. You kind of have to look for right wing backs that can just about cope with it. Like this guy, for example, is a potential. But I believe we've scouted him before, and I don't think his ability in this position is great. Yeah, look, he's not that comfortable in that role. His crossing's only 6. We want a lot better than that. I mean, he's got good physical stats, but yeah, so it's tough to find, is the short version. Have a look. What's going on here? Wes Atkinson. Everybody's trying to sign this lad. 25-year-old. I've not got enough information on him. They've all put bids in. I might have to put a bid in. I can always... what's he want to see? Game promotion. Game promotion to Sky Bet. Really, mate? Are you sure? We've only just got promoted to this division. I'm going to remove that. But if that's what he's looking for, if that's the kind of ambition this lad's got, maybe he's pretty good. Okay, let's exit talks. I'm just going for this guy because he's already got a load of bids put in on him for a free transfer, I guess, by the looks of it, since they're all 0 value. And at worst, if I scout him a bit and he ends up being terrible, I can always, just cancel it, just get rid of him. Oh, he's a free agent. Oh man, I need to bring him in on trial then. Why can't I bring him in on trial? What's going on? Oh. There's no option to bring him in on trial. Maybe he's already on trial with someone, or maybe it's because all those bids are about to come to a conclusion. Who knows? Either way, we'll see what happens with him. Right, another one. Danny Morton, wanted by Boston United. He might not be too bad. He's on a free transfer as well. All right, let's give this guy a trial. Yeah, at least I can offer him a trial. Let's go for a 4-week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's exhausted my options for potential right wing backs. And of course, none of them are going to be natural in that position because all of these guys here are actually natural right fullbacks, which, you know, they play a little bit deeper than I like to have my wing backs. So they're not ideal, but they might fit the bill. And they might at least be a little bit better than the guy I already have. Now, wow, okay, this guy, he's not cheap, is he? We used to, what were we paying? We were paying Sangare like 110 quid a week last season to be one of our best players. This guy's coming in. Oh, I want 700 quid a week, please. What? It's more money than I earn, I think, for being the manager. Right, okay, let's try and knock him down a bit. I don't want to go too low because he is obviously being offered a job by other clubs. But don't want to give him exactly what he wants either. And again, I might end up just cancelling this, even if he does choose to come to my club. But if I remember rightly, the other clubs that he'd been offered contracts by were all in the division below me. So I'll just double check: Spennymoor, Hednesford, Darlington, Torquay, and Blyth. Now where are Torquay and Darlington actually? Let me just check this. Panorama National. Darlington are not in this division. Torquay are though. Okay, so Torquay are in the same division. He might choose to go to them. They're possibly a bit more established in this division. Danny Morton is happy to come on trial. Okay, we'll take that. To be honest, Catch, at this level, that's generally what I'd recommend to people. So Catch is saying, have you considered switching to fullbacks with a wing-back duty? I found it a little easier that way, although admittedly a lot of them are fullbacks. I'm asking a lot of. And I have used that in the past, and it does make life easier because you can actually find those players to play that role at this level of football. But I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to Football Manager. I'm like, no, this is how I want to play football. I'm not settling for anything else. This is what I want, and this is how I'm going to play it. And I tell you, the reason I stick to this is because if I have these players pushed up a little bit more, they both function as fullbacks on the defence and also as wingers on the offense. Fullbacks can do that, but they don't tend to be as skilled at the crossing aspects. So they're not as good as the kind of winger aspect of their role. Whereas a guy like Michael Liddell, for example, this guy is perfect for what I need in my team at this level in terms of him having 11 for crossing. So also 11 for tackling. So he is able to perform the defensive duties adequately and the offensive duties, which is what I'm after. If I was to play these as fullbacks dropped back more, then I wouldn't be using 3 central defenders. I would just have 2. And I'd end up having to completely change my formation to have some offensive wingers to make up for the fullbacks being less good on the offense. So that's why I go for this. You see, I just like how football plays in this formation. It's just a bias of mine, I guess. But it allows me to have 2 strikers and an attacking midfielder centre, which is a combo I also like. So I have these guys just covering the wide angles of the field, and these end up being amongst my most important players. And as I progress further up the divisions and life gets easier to find these guys, I prioritise signing players for these positions that are as high quality as I could possibly get my hands on, because it's such a key part of my team and my strategy. But at this level, it's obviously very difficult. So yes, you're right. That can make life easier, but it would involve me having to change how I play football. And I don't want to. I like how it is. And to be fair, it's working out for us generally. We have been promoted, so fingers crossed we'll stay up. But over the years, I've gone through various preferences of how I like football to be played. But for quite a while now, I've been a big fan of that formation. And I find it interesting trying to make it work in each new version of Football Manager. I'm like, this will work somehow. I just need to refine it and test it and fiddle with it until I get it working. Which obviously I've done before starting this career. I've come up with what I think is good enough. It's not perfect by any stretch, but no strategy is really, unless you happen to find a broken one in the game. Sometimes there are some broken strategies that can be overpowered, but I'm no interest in using broken ones. I like the fun of trying to come up with your own that works. Anyone that really struggles with it, if you want to, you can just Google and search, and you'll find some suggestions out there of people saying, oh, this is the best strategy in Football Manager, play this and you can't lose. But it takes all the fun away, doesn't it, if you're just using someone's pre-made overpowered strategy. Oh, they look like they're going to be an interesting team. The Civil Service Strollers, never heard of them, and they're probably going to be terrible. It should be an easy win, let's hope. East Stirlingshire coming right up, and let's hope they give us more of an interesting match than we just had. Rui da Costa, why was I checking him out? What even is he? He's a midfielder. His stats don't look that impressive. I mean, they're not awful either. He's pretty average for this level. It's not bad. Okay, you can play as a central midfielder. So what's his deal? He's 100% scouted now. Right, I just want to have a quick look at the... No, that's not what I want. Want the overview. There we go. Just want to compare his star rating to what we already have, and yeah, he's not going to make the grade. Sorry. I mean, he's got good potential, but it's not potential that I want right now. I want current ability, something that's going to help me keep myself in the division we've just been promoted to. Yeah, so Catch is saying, gotcha, makes sense. Yeah, I like the style you play much better than having to have a fullback and a winger. Yeah, I mean, there are some really effective formations that make use of fullbacks and wingers and having overlapping play between the two and stuff like that. It is a completely valid strategy in football to do that. But my personal opinion is I'm overloading the wide areas of the field if I have 4 players that are responsible for the wide areas when I can just get away with 2, and that allows me this extra man at the back is something that I see as being quite key. Right, we're just going to submit the team while I waffle about this. Yeah, I know I've only got 11 substitutes. Oh, we've got a lone player. Let's drag him in. There we go. Right. Yeah, so this extra man at the back I find really important. It kind of helps, when the opposition catches you on a counter. Instead of me just having 2 centre backs, I've got 3, so that's 1 more man that has a chance of stopping that counter attack and stopping me being caught out at the back. It just makes things a little bit safer. I mean, it's not foolproof, nothing is, but it helps a little. So I like the safety net, let's say, of that extra man hanging back in defence, and that means I just kind of make do with less wide attacking players as a consequence. So in my head, it means that I'm less likely to concede goals at the back when caught on the break, and while still having enough going on up front to score goals with. At least that's the theory. Oh, and here we go. We're on the break with Maguire. Storming upfield. That is a mighty long run. He plays the ball to Bradley Fuster. And Fuster taps it back to Maguire for an easy smash into the back of the net. And that is goal number 1. Let's hope there's more where that came from. It looks like the team has finally warmed up after that first awful 0-0 draw friendly. And what a run from Dan Maguire. He went absolutely miles. Nice little 1-2 with Bradley Fuster and slotted home. Perhaps things will work out with the partnership being switched around in the roles they're playing this season. At least this little interplay gives me hope. And yeah, onside, thanks to that defender. And what a lovely goal. Right, yeah, let's close that guy down. So Michael Liddell with the throw to new man Des Prez. Just has a crack himself from miles out. Comes to nothing, unfortunately. Claimed easy by Barkley. Okay, now we got Mohamed Sangare. He was, of course, a new midfielder to the club last season, and he had a great season. He was one of our best players. As long as you don't look at his disciplinary record, anyway. Everything else he was great at. So East Stirlingshire now on the attack. Looking for an opening, but closed down by Egan, who gets the ball upfield to Maguire. Plays in Bradley Fuster. Bradley Fuster out on the right. Looks for the cross, but it was closed down. Loose ball picked up by Egan. Played to Des Prez. Egan to Fuster. Fuster with a chip over, looking for Maguire's head. Finds it, but Maguire's header hits the post. That very easily could have been a goal. All right, let's go for praise. Lions with the throw-in to Des Prez. Liddell. Brazilian, Carvalho. And Maguire out wide to Egan. Egan puts a cross in, looking for Fuster. Headed away by the East Stirlingshire defence, though. And the ball is taken upfield, now in possession of McCafferty. Looking for a black and white shirt, but only finds a green and white in the form of Michael Liddell. The ball is now in the box with Dan Maguire. Has a shot. Barkley stops that. It looks quite like an easy save for him. I think it was drilled at the keeper. Dan Maguire should have done better there. That was a terrible corner. Was that Liddell? I missed who took that corner, but it was shocking, to say the least. Okay, McLean to McGregor for East Stirlingshire. Puts a cross in, only as far as Lyons, who tries to head it away, but it drops to McLean again. Now Brisbane with the shot inside the 18-yard box. Saved by O'Reilly. Lyons. Drones up in the possession of Liddell. Now Dan Maguire. New Brazilian there in the D. Oh, what's going on? Is he going to get a shot through? No, he's not. Too many defenders. And it's just pinball in the East Stirlingshire box at the moment. And no way through. Michael Liddell with another corner. Finds a green and white shirt. Oh, Maguire in the middle. Oh. What an opportunity that was. Liddell with another corner. Loops it high. Finds Bradley Fuster's head, but hacked away by Gracie of East Stirlingshire. And that will be a throw in to Blyth Spartans. Egan takes. Fuster nods it back to him. Egan again. Finding Sangare in the middle. Sangare to the Brazilian. Flicked onto Bradley Fuster, who has a crack himself, and it sails into the net. Top left-hand corner. And Bradley Fuster celebrates. Goal number 2 for Blyth. Assist by new Brazilian, Denilson Cavallo. And I'm very pleased to see him making his mark already. But a lot of credit here to Bradley Fuster, and a lot of criticism to the Stirlingshire defence. That was pretty shocking defending. They've managed to achieve one shot all match. Okay, so it's half time. And already we've had 17 shots. They're not presenting much of a challenge, are they? Okay, let's praise the lads. Things are going well. Let's hope there's more where that came from in the second half. And we kick off here in Scotland. And it's looking very sunny up here as well. Sunnier in Scotland than it is at Croft Park, by the looks of things. In spite of us being even further north. Everyone's looking pretty calm. A couple of players looking complacent. There's Prez with a free kick. Oh, was that a penalty? I think that was. There was a shove there on Bernard. And the penalty's been given. Now, who will take it? Previous penalty taker was Sean Reid. Now we have Dan Maguire taking penalties. And straight down the middle. And in it goes. That's goal number 3 for Blyth Spartans. That was not the best penalty I've ever seen, but it did the job. Keeper dived too soon and smashed straight down the middle. Dan Maguire looking very cocky in his celebration there. Catch straight to it, says Neptune is sunnier than Croft Park. Yeah, you're probably right there. Oh, and have we got another goal? Goal number 4 came very quickly there. It looked like a Michael Liddell cross, finding what I think was the head of Bradley Fuster. So here comes the throw from Liddell to Maguire. Maguire nods it down. Liddell, first time cross, and Bradley Fuster with a beautiful header there. Unmarked, it seems. The Stirlingshire defence appear to have completely given up at this point. And it's now 2 goals each for the 2 front men for Blyth Spartans. Will one of them get a hat-trick? Will both of them get a hat-trick? We've got plenty of time left to play. Good tackle there by Des Prez. He's on a yellow, a little bit risky, but he took the ball well, and Bradley Fuster is now in possession, looking for Maguire, finds him. Maguire turns, has a shot just outside the 6-yard box, but well saved there by Barkley. And it's out for a corner. Michael Liddell with the kick. Doesn't really come to anything so far, but Bernard knocks it back to Liddell for another try, and he puts in another cross, which was pretty terrible, unfortunately. Again, nowhere near a green shirt. Liddell once more. 3rd time lucky, eh? No, 3rd time equally terrible in this case, and claimed easily by the keeper. Oh, it's Thompson in goal. Have they made a substitution? Hold on a minute. Hold on just 1 minute. Let's have a look. Have they actually subbed their keeper? On East Stirlingshire player ratings. They have. They have. They've subbed their keeper. That's how bad things are. 4 goals let in by Barkley, and the manager's like, yeah, you're off, mate. No, go home. Just don't even hang around for the rest of the match. Go home now. Don't want to see you. Okay. Oh, that was a decent free kick for East Stirlingshire there. The bar being rattled by that. And there will be a corner here for the Scotsman. Riley now in possession. What's he going to do with it? Oh, he plays it back to his defence. A little bit disappointing. All right, let's demand more at this stage, because I feel like my team are starting to relax a bit. Cavallo with a nice tackle there and a good ball through to Dan Maguire. Dan Maguire takes the shot himself, and he is the first to score a hat-trick this season. In only our 2nd pre-season friendly, Dan Maguire bags 3 goals. Bradley Fuster on a brace himself. But Dan Maguire wins the race. Decent shot. Doesn't look like Thompson is any better than Barkley. Feels bad to be Barkley right now. Sitting in the dressing room, having been taken off, and hearing that his team is still conceding goals. Okay. I'm not sure if that was a cross or a shot. As usual, in that situation, we'll call it a crot. Bernard's in possession to Sangari. Sangari hoofing it upfield. Cavallo winning it in midfield quite well there. He's been pretty good on the tackle as well as the creative play, to be honest. Pretty impressed with the new Brazilian. Egan looking for a cross, finds Bradley Fuster. And it is a hat-trick for both of the strikers at Blyth Spartans. What a way to end this match with 5 minutes to go. I mean, there might be time for another goal, but to be honest, I'm happy with that. 6 goals scored, 3 for each striker, and things are working out quite nicely with the setup we've got. But then again, you know how it goes. It's easy to score goals when you're playing crappy teams in friendlies. It could be a very different matter once the real season kicks off. But 2 assists for Cavallo as well. And then 1 for each of my wing backs. 1 for Egan just now, and Liddell with an assist earlier. So the creativity is coming from exactly where I would hope it would come from. And things seem to be working out very nicely in that game, at least. 29 shots, 14 on target, 58% possession of the ball. Only one booking, and that was Des Prez. I would say that was fantastic. Very happy with that. And yes, we did meet expectations as we were clearly the stronger side in that matchup in the first place, but better to meet the expectations than fall short of them. Okay, so this is the goalkeeping coach we were going for. I'm going to accept that. Forest Green putting in an offer for Nexus. I've got it set to automatically reject any offers for Nexus. We're not selling him. I'm going to keep him because he's still a 5-star potential. So you know what? Actually, I should put him up for loan at this point. Yeah. I'm going to make Nexus available for loan because I would love to get him some first team experience just to help his development. Also, if I can just loan him to a club that's actually got training facilities, that's going to be better than what I've got, isn't it? And he's going to improve a little more quickly. So let's go offer clubs, loan offer. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if we can get any interest pre-season. I'm not willing to sell him, but I'm happy to loan him. Right, so Adrian Eaton-Collins has now joined the club as a goalkeeping coach. I'll set him up in a second. But here we go. Gainsborough want Nexus on loan. So what division are Gainsborough playing in? Vanarama National League North. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, the offer is exactly what I asked for, which is diddly squat. I'm fine with this, though, as long as he gets some first-team football. And they have set squad status as first team, so that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, let's get him the experience I'm looking for. Accept offer. Yeah, okay. There we go. Let's hope he agrees to go. That will certainly help his development to be getting some first-team football. Age 17 as well, so still very young. Right, now we have a game against the civil service. This Alisson Jones is clearly their best player by far. We know obviously nothing about him. I think they're just a non-league side here. This should be, yeah, it should be a formality, really. If we lose or draw this, we're doing something very wrong. Okay, so Wes Atkinson has agreed to join the club. This is a huge gamble because we don't really know his stats. Like, everything is pretty unknown about him. But there were so many other clubs that were interested in him, including one in our division. I was hoping to have a little more scouting information about him before we finalise this signing. I'm just doing that because I think I can delay. Yeah, so I'm going to delay. I'm going to delay this signing for a week. Just so I can get a little bit more information in that time. Just to make sure we're not making a huge mistake here. Because he's asked for quite high wages, which is generally a sign that, you know, he's a good player. But it might just be a sign that he's a greedy player. And he might be terrible and just wants a lot of money. So rather than just, you know, take a massive gamble, it's going to bide my time a little bit because I can delay it for a week without the deal falling through. And that's what we'll do. Okay, Dan Jones. What was Dan Jones? You finished scouting him and we have 16% information. Yeah, my scout's interpretation of finished is very different to mine. So yeah, we're going to keep scouting this guy. That 16%, not even close to being good enough. Same with Dan Cohen. We'll keep scouting him. That's the trouble with these low-level scouts. They don't find out much, and what they do find out comes pretty slowly. Okay, Liam Cook is wanted by Leamington on a free. He's got loads of potential. What is he? Attacking midfielder centre. No, we don't need that. We've just signed a Brazilian. Okay, Nexus has agreed a deal with Gainsborough. Awesome. So we're going to accept that. And let's make a parting comment to Nexus. Okay, let's go for the top one. So I've made a decision to loan you out so you can continue your development. Depending on how that progresses, we'll reevaluate your position in the squad on your return. And he says, I'm keen to continue my development, and if you think this is best for my development, who am I to argue? Well, good man, Nexus, doing as he's told. And I think we'll compile match reports on him, just because it might be interesting to see how he's getting on. Okay, just want to get on with this match, really. Still a couple of days away, and obviously we'll have a few more emails to go through. Hopefully nothing that takes too long. Who's this guy? He looks like he's got good potential. Tom Deli Bashiru. Wanted by 16 clubs. Midfielder centre available on a free. Wow, let's offer him a trial. Just in case he's decent. There was Liam Cook as well. Oh yeah, I didn't need Liam Cook at all. What else is happening in this list? Nothing I'm interested in right now. Right, let's continue. So, what team are you playing as then, Catch? I'm assuming from your earlier comment that you're actually playing the game. Ah, he's rejected us. Boo. Clearly, we are not good enough for the likes of him. Yeah, I'm just interested. What club and what league are you playing in, Catch? Let's add him to shortlist in case he changes his mind in future. Praise Michael Little for his training. Ah, do you know what? Do you know what I completely forgot to do? I forgot to set up my new coach that I brought in. So let's go to training, coaches. It's edit coach assignments, I think is how it works now. I've changed this a bit. Yeah, there we go. This is the screen I'm familiar with. So Adrian Eaton Collins is going to be taking over all the goalkeeping training. So shot stopping as well as handling. He's a little bit better at handling than he is shot stopping. But that means I can take Doyle off that, which is nice because Doyle's no good at it at all. What's Tony McQuaid's speciality? Why is Tony McQuaid on handling? Yeah, I don't need Tony McQuaid on handling either, because Adrian Eaton-Collins has got that. Cool. So he can just deal with tactical, which is nice. He's actually pretty good at that. We've got Robbie Hopkins covering fitness, and then Doyle currently covering absolutely everything else. How does that look? Yeah, no, I don't really want to do that. So what would be nice would be if I was allowed to sign just one more coach. But that will do for now, because if I can sign one more coach, I can take a little bit more pressure off Doyle. And as you can see, if I just reduce one more category away from Doyle's duties, he gets all the more better at those others. So yeah, we'll stick with this for now. But if I can find I don't know, I guess somebody to deal with technical training, defensive technical training. What is actually required for that? Defensive and technical, determination, discipline, motivating. Okay, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? Right. Okay, let's go with that for now. So Catch says, "Hails Owen now after getting fired a few times." We've all been there, mate. We've all been there. So the baptism of fire that every new player to Football Manager has to go through. First thing you need to learn is how to keep your job. Next is, how to play the game and get promoted. But first, you just need to not get fired. I hope it's going well for you at Hales, Owen. It is quite difficult starting at the bottom end of the game, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people never play down at this level. They just stick to, the Premiership or the, other countries' top divisions. And in a lot of ways that can be easier because you've got awesome players, you've got money to spend. I don't like playing the game on easy mode though. I like coming right to the scrub level, the very bottom tier, and slugging it out in amongst the least skilled players in the game. That's where I enjoy starting, and then you really feel like you earned it when you move up. You have to work hard. Catch says, "Well, before you got me hooked on this, I couldn't have told you how many players were on the field at once." Yeah, my last 3 jobs were all just promoted clubs. Oh man, that's like super hard mode. So you were playing in the bottom division, were you? But you were playing as clubs that have literally just been promoted to the bottom division that's playable in the game. That's insanity. And that's your first experience of Football Manager ever. You're a brave man, Catch. You're a brave man. And no wonder you got fired. I'm not sure I could have coped with that. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it though. Once you get into this, it's so addictive. It's so addictive as a game. Right, let's submit this team. Sticking with this as usual. I'm doing dumb things. Let's say, generally speaking, because you should be trying to get your squad fit in the friendlies. I tend to not use much of my squad at this level. I just go, nope, I'm just going to use my first 11 over and over. So I tend to prioritize them in the friendlies as well and just get them as match fit as possible. And they're getting pretty close now by the looks of things. And unfortunately at the expense of the rest of my squad who are still nowhere near match fit. But they can get match fit by playing under 23s matches and they'll be ready by the time I actually need to use any of them usually anyway. This O'Hanlon guy looks pretty promising, doesn't he? Check that out. Pretty decent. And do you know what? I think I might give him a match. Yeah, let's play O'Hanlon because he's got decent potential. But the rest of them can sit and bench warm, I think. It doesn't look like this Danny Morton is going to shape up into anything at all for us. 4 for crossing, half a star player. Oh man, that's depressingly bad. What about Malt? He's a little bit better, but only 5 for crossing. Let's hope that guy that I'm almost signing ends up being better than these 2 clowns. Right, let's submit team. Let's see how we get on. So Catch says no, nobody else would hire an incompetent American. Oh dear. Right, yeah, let's give him some encouragement. Oh, that didn't work, Tony. What's this advice you're giving me now? Letting me down for the first time since the changes. Right, as I said, this should be really straightforward. This is a non-league side of nobodies. No offence to the civil service football team. But we should be hammering them with Blyth Spartans. Here we go. O'Hanlon with his first touch of the ball for the club. And it comes to nothing, but at least he touched the ball. Sangare. Egan running the ball upfield. Plays it long through. Ball for Bradley Fuster. Hits it first time to Dan Maguire. And Dan Maguire with a good header there. But Avci, I guess I say his name is Avci? What? Or Avci? He's Scottish. Avci. I have no idea how to say your name. Sorry, mate. But yeah, he saved it well. The civil service goalkeeper saved well. Let's go with that. Des Perez to Maguire. Ooh. Good block there by the civil service defence. Now O'Hanlon with the ball again, playing it to Lang. Nice and easy and safe. Now Bradley Fuster to new Brazilian man Cavallo in the middle. Out wide to O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon with a cross. Not quite finding the green shirt. Now Egan. Egan back to Sangare. Flicks it to the new Brazilian. O'Hanlon in the box. Has a shot himself, but it's a poor one. But it is saved and goes out for a corner. Des Perez with a floating corner. Comes to nothing so far, but a little bit of passing play going on just outside the civil service box. Lang currently in possession. Has the ball taken away from him. Now we have a throw-in. O'Hanlon to Maguire. Maguire finding the head of Egan. Comes to nothing so far, but it's back out. Wide left to Maguire. He has a crack. Closed down well by the civil service number 6. Now O'Hanlon. Oh, what a cross to Cavallo there from O'Hanlon. And Cavallo hitting the shot first time. And a reflex save from the goalkeeper keeps it out. And it will be a corner. And it's not a good one from Blyth. Ball played out safely into the Blyth half now. Leighton Egan will pick the ball up deep. And nothing comes of it. So far, no shots at all for the civil service. We are all over them as predicted. Let's demand more. Oh, they've had one shot now. Avci. No idea how to say that. The civil service goalkeeper takes a free kick, but is now in Blyth's possession. O'Hanlon looking to put a cross into our number 9 there, Bradley Fuster, but didn't quite find the mark, and it is claimed by the keeper. Terrible goal kick from the civil service keeper. And now it's been played back to O'Reilly. Of course, had an excellent season for Blyth Spartans last season. Hardly conceded any goals. Was a brilliant signing for us. Egan with a cross to Bradley Fuster. Nice and easy. Tap in from about 7 or 8 yards. Slotted in easily. And that is 1-0 to Blyth Spartans. And I'm losing my voice. And here we go. We'll see it again. Egan to Fuster and slotted in at the near post. It was actually more like 6 yards. I thought he was a little bit further out. It all happened so quick. But we are 1 goal ahead. I kind of expected to be maybe more ahead than that after 28 minutes of football against a non-league side. But it is what it is. We'll take the 1-0. There's Perez with a free kick. Falling to Bradley Fuster. Oh, it's almost as if the team heard me. It's offside. It's disallowed. Here we go. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got 3 players offside there. That would be the problem. Never mind, eh? So, disallowed goal. Carvalho, surging forward there. Thought he could skill his way past 2 defenders, but ended up just running into a brick wall and losing possession. O'Hanlon with the throw. Crosses in, looking for Bradley Fuster. Finds him. Bradley Fuster only managing to put the ball straight into the keeper. And no goal for him. Lang with the throw-in now. Fuster back to Lang. Lang playing the ball back to Fuster, who hooks it over, looking for Maguire. Somehow Maguire finds it, but it was not a clean manoeuvre. Egan now. Bradley Fuster. They're defending well at the moment, the civil service. They're doing a good job of closing down anyone that's going to have a potential shot opportunity. And we still find ourselves on 1 goal only, as we're now 2 minutes away from the half-time whistle. Another terrible signature Blyth Spartans corner there. And it's half-time. And only 1-0 here at the Christie Gillies Park. I guess that's how you say it, in Edinburgh. I know how to say Edinburgh correctly. Right, tell them they were excellent. Well, I suppose we are a goal up. Let's lie to them. I don't think that was excellent, but if the assistant says so, let's go with it. Cavallo now to Egan. Egan taking the ball upfield, dribbling well. Looks for a cross, but only manages to bounce it off a red shirt. And now the civil service are in possession. Jones to Russell. They're playing far too safe. The guys in red at the moment, they need to play more attacking football like we do. Get that ball up the field. Just thump it all the way from defence to attack if you have to. But get yourself some scoring opportunities. Bernard with a decent defensive header there, but it falls to Jones. Now Faye, Guthrie. Faye again. Faye with a great effort there. Comes off the post. That could have been an equaliser for the civil service, and I think I need to scream at the lads because that was looking dangerous. Whatever the manager of the civil service team has said at the half-time talk, it has clearly made a difference. I just had another shot there from that free kick, and it's already more than doubled their shot tally for the entire match in just a few minutes. Here we go, Egan with a shot. Oh, awful shot, but we get a corner thanks to that deflection. And who's going to take? Des Prez steps up. Puts it out to Cavallo. Good opportunity here. Oh, who's offside? Des Prez. 19 shots, 11 on target, and only 1 goal to show for it for Blyth Spartans so far. Let's demand more. I'm not really understanding how we're failing to score more goals at the moment as we approach the 75th minute. Oh, there we go. That was a goal for Blyth, and it came off the head of Lyons. He is, of course, one of our central defenders. Des Prez with the free kick. Lyons with a good jump there. He's a tall man, and he looks very pleased with himself with that goal. And I am too, because I wouldn't have been happy with a 1-0 win here against a team of this level. 2-0 still is not great. Not after winning 6-0 in our last game. Both strikers scoring a hat-trick each. This is very disappointing and tame by comparison, but still nice to be winning, I suppose. Maguire on the ball, finding O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon out to Sangare. Flicked on to Carvalho, who takes a shot himself. Saved by the keeper. And now they've got a keeper on I can pronounce. That's Pennant, is the new goalkeeper for the civil service. Bradley Fuster's going to run onto that through ball, looking for Maguire in the middle. Maguire can only manage to hit the crossbar though, and the ball comes back out. I can't help but think that was a missed opportunity there that Dan Maguire would ordinarily have finished. Now Carvalho on the ball, having a crack from out wide. He likes to have a try, doesn't he, that Brazilian? I wish he was a little bit more accurate. I can't remember seeing him put a shot on target yet. What is his finishing? Finishing 7, long shots 12. Okay, so I mean he's got the potential to score some screamers from range, but so far not delivering the goods. But not to worry, he is generally playing okay as far as I'm concerned, although he's only on a 6.6 this game. Last match he did provide 2 assists, so it's not a terrible start for the new man. O'Hanlon with the throw into Lyons. Lyons, of course, being our last goal scorer. O'Hanlon winning the corner there, is it? No need for the corner. That's the end of the match. The ref blows for full time, and we win that 2-0. Little bit tame, I think, but yeah, let's lie to them and tell them it was excellent for the sake of good morale. So, next match is against Cumnock Juniors. Cumnock Juniors. I've never heard of that team. Or that place. Where on earth is that? If I had to place a guess, I would guess Scotland. I'm kind of tempted to Google where that is. Right, let's see how Nexus did in his first game for Gainsborough. He had a quiet game before being substituted in the 83rd minute. So his inability to hit the target on a regular basis with his shots ensured it would be a game he'd rather forget. Oh dear, Nexus. Surely you can do better than that. Although Gainsborough did win 3-2, so, you know, it could have been worse. Passes completed, 25. So he completed 76% of his passes. That's not too bad. Could have been worse. Right. Blyth Hammer Civil Service. I'm not really sure 2-0 can be described as a hammering. I think the press are being a little bit generous there. Okay, Kenton Richardson. Who's this that we were checking out? We now have 100% information on him. So what is he? Yeah, he's a not so great wing back, but a pretty decent fullback with the wing back role. Good stats, actually. That's a tough call. His determination is pretty low. That's a shame. Needs work on consistency. So those stats are pretty decent. I mean, that's a lot of greenies there. And of course, you know, pace, acceleration, stamina, all very important for wing backs. When you've just got one man playing out on a flank, they need good stamina and natural fitness so that they can get their way through a whole game of running up and down and up and down and up and down. I've played that position myself in the past, and it's extremely exhausting to be constantly running up and down that touchline. So that's a good sign. Maybe with a bit of training, he could develop into a decent wing back. He certainly seems to have the right kind of stats for it. Now, what is he lacking, though? Must be lacking something. I mean, yeah, that determination, as was highlighted, is pretty shocking. Do you know what? Right, he's contracted to Hartlepool. They're Vanarama National League, so they're in the same division as us. 475 quid a week. Oh, it's extremely doubtful that he'd be interested in us. All right, well, perhaps I'll just stick him on the short list then. Because he could be worthwhile, you know, but yeah, if it's extremely doubtful, his interest, then not really any point me worrying too much about him, is there? Now that Matthew Locke looks pretty decent, but again, unfortunate that he's a fullback with the wing-back role as opposed to a wing-back with the wing-back role. Never mind. All right, let's continue. Okay, groundsman asking for pitch size alterations. Well, I think our pitch has been working out as it is. I don't feel any need to change it. As the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we'll leave that well alone. Oh, Lions playing an 8.1 thanks to that goal he scored. Fuster on an 8. Des Prez on an 8.2. O'Hanlon on an 8.2. New players doing pretty well there. Kind of pleased with them so far. Let's hope they can keep that form up into the start of the actual season proper. Miles Popple has been unable to compile a full report on Cumnock as very little statistical data exists for the team. Are they even on a map? I've never heard of it. I'm not surprised he can't find anything out about them. Okay, Atkinson, here it comes again. So it's been a week since we delayed that transfer of Wes Atkinson. Let's have a look what we've learned in that week. Anything a little more accurate? No, not really. Let's see on the overview. Well, according to this, he's going to be a bit better than Paul Smith. And since I am trying to sign him as a reserve wing back, I might just go for it. I mean, our knowledge level's only 40%, so we are still taking a gamble here. Quite a big one as well. Okay, well, it's gonna deduct £850 from our transfer budget of 45,000. So I think we can afford it. But his wages, that's what worries me. 625 quid a week. It's an expensive reserve player, I'll tell you that. I'm going to accept, though. Let's take a gamble. I'm going to regret this. I know it now. I can feel it already. But we'll see. Oh, Catch has looked up Cumnock. Population 13,000. And is it in Scotland? My guess was that it was in Scotland. Do you know whereabouts it is, Catch? I'm interested to know if I was right or wrong about that. Okay, let's. It is in Scotland. Oh, awesome! It just had that kind of a sound to it. Right. I'd like you to welcome Wes Atkinson. Yep, do it, Buddle. Good man. South Central Scotland. Yeah, I've never heard of that place. Obviously not very big, is it? Okay, so he's a 2-star. That's not bad. Right, now he's actually a player for our club. I'll be able to go have a look at his stats more accurately. But hold on a minute. This Jake Flanagan guy has just appeared on our scouting reports. Valued at 74k. It's more than I can afford, but look at those stats. Look at that ability, rather. The stats I can't quite see, but who's he wanted by? Southend. Let's start scouting him. So again, we're probably not going to try to sign him this season, but he might be one to hold on to on the short list for potentially next season. An example of that is that Cavallo and Des Prez, I think we checked them out at the beginning of the first season even? I think it might have been the first, or yeah, it was during the first season at least, I think. And they sat on our shortlist for quite a while until we could finally try to sign them. And they have eventually joined the club. So sometimes it is worth holding on to some players that you spot, keep them on that shortlist for a while and then go back for them at a later point. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, McQuaid talking to the press. That's what we want. I don't want to have to deal with it. All right, let's press on to this friendly against Cumnock Juniors. Another Scottish team and another away game. For those that don't know the geography of England so well, the reason Blyth Spartans seem to play a lot of friendlies against Scottish teams is because Blyth is up in the northeast of England. So Scotland is not too far away for them. It's closer to Scotland than it is to London. By a long shot. Okay. What's going on now? Oh, okay, yeah. So this will be contracts that are running out in a year. Well, all of these have only just been renewed. Almost all my contracts, I was only allowed to go for a year, so we'll ignore that for now. Aha! Time to decide the squad win bonuses. Okay, so we'll keep things on... Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to go for a high league bonus. I want every incentive possible to try to convince the team to play well in the league and not get me relegated and potentially sacked. So we'll go for the high bonus in the league, and we'll keep the domestic cups on normal. I mean, I could drop it and suddenly I'll have 61k to play within the transfer budget, but I'm never going to be able to spend it anyway, not this season. So we'll go with this. So we lose 4k off our transfer budget as a consequence of that. Obviously, that 4k going directly into the extra 4k bonus for the team. Isn't maths brilliant, eh? But yeah, so it's worth it in my opinion, just for that extra motivation for the players that are perhaps more financially driven. And I'm not sure which of my players are more driven by money than glory. So we'll not risk, not take any chances. We'll just go for that extra bonus. There's a little part of me secretly hoping that rather than fighting a relegation battle this season, we're actually fighting for a playoff place and we do very well. But might be expecting a little bit too much of the team. We'll have to see. I mean, I've had games where, you know, I play through and you get promoted every season. It's possible to do. It's not the easiest thing though. But I've not. I mean, most of my playing of this version of Football Manager 2019 has actually been done on stream. I've played very little of it outside of that, whereas previous versions I've played to death. So I know I could achieve that in well, any version, Football Manager 2017 or previous. It was pretty easy to do. 2018, I found that really hard. Even getting out of the bottom division on 2018 for some reason. Again, I was playing Blyth Spartans. They'd only just been promoted, so perhaps that's why. Brad Maslin Jones, who are you? He's got no interest at all in coming to our club. Okay, oh, he was a central defender. Well, maybe I'll shortlist him, but I won't hold my breath on that one. Oh, he doesn't enjoy big matches either. Yeah, perhaps I'll not be signing him. I don't like that as a negative, generally speaking. Right, so let's have a look at the odds. This is going to be very telling, isn't it? So at the top we have Port Vale, who are 3-2 favourites to gain promotion. And then after that, Ebbsfleet, Cambridge, Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient, that's Harry's club there. For those that are from the Battletech stream, Harry is a bit of a Leyton Orient follower. And so, yeah, loads of teams in between that. And all the way down to the bottom. So right at the bottom, favourites for relegation are Kingstonian and Barrow. And just above them in the odds are Torquay and our very own Blyth Spartans. So yeah, it looks like we're probably expected to go down here. Yeah. We're gonna have a tough season. We are gonna have a tough time here. And there's York and Stockport. They're teams that have moved up from the division we were in previously. And they haven't had time to settle in too much, have they? Because they're still expected fairly low finishes. But yeah, I think is 21st outside of the relegation zone? How many teams go down from this division? Oh, it's 4 teams go down from this division, I think. Yeah, because 2 for the north and 2 for the south. So yeah, that does place us predicted to be relegated, essentially. So yeah, fine. We've got a mountain to climb here this season. But what fun would life be without a challenge? All right, I'm going to warn Kieran Green about his terrible training. That's not good to see. Well, just after I was saying, I'm kind of secretly hoping we'll be fighting for a playoff place. We'll come up and we'll just have a storming first season in this division and surprise everybody out there with our incredible attacking football that they won't expect from a team of our level. But yeah, we're predicted to be relegated, so we might be in for a tough time. I might have to come up with a new strategy, a new way of playing to deal with the difference in skill. But I'm obviously going to try, first of all, just staying the course with the attacking football style. It's what I like, and it can work. Even against teams that are a little bit better than you, it can sometimes catch them out, get some goals, and then maybe, you know, once you've gone ahead, you can kind of try to sit on that lead and close up shop at the back. I've got to submit squad numbers now. Oh, we're in the big leagues, boys. We've actually got to register players now. It's getting serious. Okay, so we've got some favourite numbers here. That's what this is about. Preference column. So Wes prefers to be given the number 2. I don't see why not. Let's give Dan Maguire the number 9. That's his favourite. I have no problem with that. And Connor Oliver likes number 10. Again, no problem with that. Everyone else can work around it. So we're going to make Bradley Fuster a number 11. I'm not going to number all of these individually in case you're watching this going, oh God, is he going to go through them all one by one? No, I'm not. Just want to do the goalkeeper and Bradley Fuster, and then the rest of the numbers I'm not really worried about. So we're going to auto number the rest. There we go. And let's submit. Hold on, why are you getting a number? As the third goalkeeper, I guess, but I never use a third unless in dire emergencies. But I think I'm still restricted to only 5 substitutes in this division unless something's changed. So I probably will be living without a substitute keeper yet again for most of the season. It's a bit risky, but you know, we've gotten away with it for 2 seasons so far, haven't we? All right, let's submit those numbers and continue. And here we go. The match is upon us. And yep. Blah, blah, blah. Numbers. All good. So, Cumnock. Here we come. I wonder if all 13,000 people that live there are going to show up for the match. That would be great for our gate receipts, or their gate receipts, but I imagine not. I'm guessing there'll perhaps be 3 people and maybe a dog, if we're lucky. Right, O'Hanlon, I kind of am tempted to leave him in for another game here, because he's an equal star rating to Michael Liddell, and Michael Liddell's great. Don't get me wrong, I'm a massive fan of Michael Liddell's career at this club so far. He's provided a lot of assists for us, but this new guy needs a little bit of match fitness, and I think I can rotate these two fairly comfortably, judging from how this new man performed in the last game. He did really well, so we'll see how he does here. And again, we'll leave everything else the same, hoping for a partnership or, you know, familiarity to build up between these 3. Obviously, Maguire and Fuster have had a long time to develop their partnership, but new man Carvalho needs one, and it'd be nice if he gets one before the start of the season. Could be unlikely. If not that, we'll hope for later on. Right, move to the under-23s because he was terrible, and we don't even need him hanging around. He's also terrible, but we've got this Wes Atkinson. Okay, so now he's a player at our club. I can properly see his stats, and he's going to be a 2-star for us by the looks of it. Let's just stick him in temporarily. Yeah, so he's a 2-star. I mean, he's not so comfortable in the role, as you can see. It's unconvincing, but he's actually better than Paul Smith at that job. So he will be our reserve in that position, and Paul Smith will be able to let him go. How much are we paying him? 150 quid a week, and he's declining rapidly. Yeah, so I think we'll put him up for sale. There we go, and he should already be on the squad state. Oh no, yeah, we're going to put him as not needed. Sorry, Paul, you're not making the grade anymore. He did play a few games for us in the past, and he wasn't terrible, but he's never been as good as Leighton Egan. Beyond about the halfway point of the first season, I think Leighton Egan kind of came into his own, and he's continued to improve, whereas Paul Smith didn't. And Leighton Egan, the thing with him is, I was getting constant training reports for a good long time where Leighton Egan was training well every time, and we were dishing out praise to him, and he was going up and up in stats. And now it really does show in the star rating the difference between those two players, because when I brought them both to the club, I think they were rated the same. But big difference was Leighton Egan was a young man developing, and Paul Smith was hitting his prime, and yeah, just his prime was not that impressive. Okay, Lions on the ball here, playing back safely to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, the sweeper keeper, bringing it out from his box, playing to Bernard before he's closed down. Plays it to Lang. Sangari now out wide to Leighton Egan, who we were just talking about moments earlier. Terrible cross from him, though. And we lose possession, unfortunately, as a consequence. And Bernard claiming the ball easily at the back there for Blyth. Now Des Prez out wide to O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon, cheeky little pass to Dan Maguire. Dan Maguire in the box with the shot. And that Tennant just gets a hand to it and tips it out for a corner kick. Des Prez steps up to take. Loops it up and over. Finds the head of Maguire, but defended well there by Hill. And hacked away. The ball goes out for a throw-in. Now Des Prez with a free kick. Just straight up goes for a shot. Unfortunately wide of the mark, but had some power to it. Right, time for a demand more. I think 16 minutes of football and very little occurring. Woods with a free kick for Cumnock, but easily saved by O'Reilly. Now Des Prez with a corner for Blyth. Lions nods it down to seemingly nobody. Now Wood playing a ball upfield for Cumnock, but fails to find a teammate, and it's hacked straight back up the other end by the Blyth defence. Now Des Prez out wide to Egan. Egan now apparently on a yellow. Egan with the cross, finds the head of Maguire. Maguire completely wide open. Acres of space, but failing to make anything of the opportunity, unfortunately. There's Prez to Cavallo. Cavallo out wide to Egan. Egan with another cross, finding Maguire once again, and he doesn't miss twice. This time Maguire heads the ball home into the top left corner of the net, and that is 1-0 to Blyth. After 20 minutes of football, things are starting to warm up here. And it's always good to see the star man of Blyth Spartans scoring. Dan Maguire with a quality header there. Once more left in acres of space. The Cumnock defence really slacking there. They must do better if they want to keep out more goals from Blyth. So we'll go for another demand more rather than just going straight to the praise. At this point, I'm not happy with just a single goal. All right, let's tell Leighton Egan to ease off on the tackle since he's on a yellow. I will probably substitute him at half-time. And we'll stick the new man on the field and see how he gets on. O'Hanlon with the interception, surging upfield, finds Bradley Fuster. Bradley Fuster now with one man to beat. Oh, they've caught up now, so he plays it back to Egan. Egan crossing to his counterpart on the other wing, O'Hanlon. O'Hanlon takes a shot himself, and he scores. I think, is that his second game for the club? And already a goal for the left wing back there. Of course, a new signing this season. Definitely looks like he's up for a fight for that position with Michael Liddell, and it's going to be an interesting season if those two are vying for a first team place and pulling out good performances. And what a finish there to make it 2-0 for Blyth. And we have a kickoff. Good tackle there by Des Perez, dispossessing Mali. And the ball is sent upfield to Dan Maguire, who unfortunately can't keep his shot down. Another golden opportunity squandered there, I think. All right, let's give him some praise now since we're 2 goals up. Let's see if that makes a difference. Egan with the throw to Fuster. Fuster back to Egan. Egan takes it into the box, finds Cavallo. Has a shot. Cavallo starting to become his trademark, that. Just drilling the ball straight into a defender. It'd be nice if he shot through a gap in the defence for a change. Maybe one day he'll achieve it, but not today. And he's looking disinterested. Typical Brazilian. Typical Brazilian. Winning the match, and he's like, it's fine. We don't need to try hard anymore. Right. I do want to say something, actually. Let's say I'm pleased. There we go. Yep, Cavallo. I'm hoping he'll adjust to the English mentality. At the moment, he's still in Brazilian mode. All skill, not enough determination. And the switch to the English mode is no skill, but plenty of determination. Maybe if we can settle with him somewhere in between, a bit of half and half, I'll be happy. Des Perez playing in Cavallo. Oh, and he takes a shot there. He actually does find a way through the defence and towards the goal, but it was saved by the keeper. And I'm just going to pause at that free kick because I was going to make a substitution and bring off Leighton Egan, and I did forget at half-time. So Wes Atkinson, new signing, gets his debut in a friendly here. Let's have a talk. And yeah, show me why you should be in the team. Seems like the right thing for me to say. But Sangare will take the free kick from this wide position. Loops in across. Comes to nothing. Unfortunate. Okay, let's see how Wes Atkinson affects the team. Well, I've got a lot of complacency and disinterest going throughout the team at the moment, so I'm going to go for a demand more. Oh, good free kick to Maguire there, over the top of everything, and he picked up the ball well, but didn't quite have the finish in him. And the ball is deflected out for a corner. Sangare steps up to take that corner, loops it in. Header does manage to connect with the head, but Nicol, the goalie, claims it before it reaches the back of his net. Hey Falcon, how you doing? He says, good job, their keeper's terrible. Yeah, you don't expect a good one at a club of their level. Now, what have they got in them now? Bell and Ellison playing the ball between them. Bell with a cheeky little back heel to Wood there. Perhaps inspired by the presence of my Brazilian. He's thinking, oh, I can do that Brazilian stuff. Watch this. And McKee on the ball. Wilkie thumping it upfield. Finding Wood, who's in the box. Closed down well by Newman Atkinson. That's a good start to his Blyth career. Definitely good on the defence at least. Maguire with a cross, looking for Bradley Fuster. Doesn't quite find him, but Fuster picks up the loose ball after the defensive effort. And it comes through O'Hanlon to Maguire. And Maguire sends it home. And that is goal number 3 in the 60th minute. So Maguire looking to cross to his strike partner. Fails to find him. Ellison with a poor defensive header that Fuster gets on the end of. O'Hanlon with the shot attempt, bouncing off the back of one of the Cumnock defenders. And it fell to Maguire to finish it. And finish it he did. Woods with a free kick now for Cumnock. Trying his luck at a shot, but he needs to do better than that as the ball sails far wide of the mark. Oh dear, Cavallo's been looking disinterested all game. Des Perez with a free kick there. Thundering off the wall and going out for a corner. He's gonna take the corner now himself. See if he can put in a better delivery this time. Not great. Cavallo picks up the loose ball though. Plays in Lions. Now Des Perez just on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it bounces off a defender, and we'll go for a Blyth throw-in. Time for another corner already. Desprez taking it, finding the head of Sangari this time. But Wilkie with a good, well-placed defensive position there to hoof it out and save the keeper from having to make any further mistakes. 21 shots to their 3. We are all over them this game. Why is Atkinson looking disinterested? What is wrong with these guys? Let's encourage them. No. Apparently encouragement was the worst thing I could do. That really didn't go down well. I should just stick to my tried and tested, continuously demand more, shouldn't I? Okay, Woods on the ball. Out to Wood. That's confusing. They have Woods and Wood. Ellison now to Sellers. Sellers playing in McKee, who's wide open on the right. McKee with a cross to Wood. Luckily, no power to that header, and O'Reilly saves. There's Prez with another corner. And not really sure what the aim there was, but it came to nothing. And as will that move from Wood, just seemingly aimlessly hoofing the ball upfield and hoping for the best. Sangari now. Nice string of passes from the Blyth team there. Atkinson runs with the ball a bit, loops it over the top to Bradley Fuster, who takes a shot, saved by the keeper. Now Cavallo looks to play in Maguire. Maguire beaten to the ball by the defender, McKee, I believe, and is smashed out and away to safety. Now Lyons will take the throw for Blyth. Desprez to Maguire. Cavallo. We have seconds left before the full-time whistle. Atkinson in the box, crossing, looking for the number 9, but just failing to find it, and that is the whistle. So 3-0, we'll take that. 23 shots. Yeah, we were all over them. Poor guys didn't stand a chance. Yeah, tell them they're excellent. Good stuff, and let's continue. So, the next friendly is South Shields. Now, is that the last friendly, or do I have one more after that? I think I might have one more after South Shields. Here we go. We've got another update on Nexus. He played fairly well before being substituted in the 82nd minute. He was accurate with the majority of his passing, so 85% completed this time. He's upped himself from the 76 that he got in the last game. Another win for Gainsborough. Good to see them winning their friendlies, and good to see Nexus playing matches as well. And he scores a 6.8 rating for that. That's not too bad, is it? Okay, so here are the Vanarama National League top goal scorer odds. And it looks like one of the potential top goal scorers is Frank Mulhern, who, with him being highlighted in red, that means he's on our shortlist. Contracted to Stockport. I see. He's probably been on the list for quite a while then, since the first season maybe. Let's give him a scout, see how he's looking these days. And we've got Macaulay Bond for Leyton Orient. He's up there as well. Zimbabwean with 14 caps, valued at 100k. That's a quality player for this level there. I think I might go for a scout of him as well, just so we know what we're up against when we do face him. Now Ebbsfleet, that's a scary prospect here for Ebbsfleet. We've got 2 players potential for the league top goal scorer, and that's Alfie May and George Oakley, both playing at Ebbsfleet. And yeah, that means they're probably going to be a club that's going to put away a lot of goals. Going to have to watch our backs when we play them. And Jonah Ayunga as well. He's a Kenyan playing his football at Sutton. And who's this last one? Danny Rowe. Oh dear, Danny. I'm sure that's not the best photo you've ever taken, mate. He looks like he was perhaps snapped while he was sitting on the toilet at a particularly bad moment. Never mind, He's 31 years old. Looks to be pretty decent. His finishing is at minimum 14. So he's got somewhere between 14 and 19 for finishing. That's very respectable for this level. That's incredible, in fact, for this level. So yeah, he's a man to watch as well. Okay, so nobody's interested in Smith. Not really that surprising, is it? He's already transfer listed, I thought. Okay, let's ask him to speak to clubs. Yep, he's gonna get on the phone and see if he can sort himself a deal out. His time at the club is well and truly over. I'm probably just gonna, yeah, we'll just remove him from position now and stick him straight in the reserves since he's on his way out, no matter what. Now, I don't have a player to fill this position, and he's only temporary as well. Steve Malt, now I've seen enough of him, and we've already signed Wes Atkinson. I'm actually just going to send Steve Malt to the reserves to play out the remainder of his trial. He's not a player we're going to be keeping. So now, still really would like to sign a central defender. I mean, a goalkeeper might be nice as well, but I'd feel a bit bad because Luke O'Reilly's done so well for us last season. To get rid of him the very next season, right after we get promoted, is a little bit mean. And also, I don't want to get another striker in. In fact, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I really, really need another striker because, I mean, Sean Reid can play up front, but as I've said before, just because he can doesn't mean you should play him up front because he's actually he's good in this role. He's damned awful in this role. So at the moment, my only striker for a backup is Josh Dolling, and he's a good backup to have. Don't get me wrong, like, you know, he's got good stats, but one isn't really enough. I could do with a second one in case of, you know, injuries and stuff or extreme, you know, match schedule that wears my team down. So I think I'm going to have to go. All right, hold on. Let me just check. South Shields is the final friendly as well. Okay, so we're into the season after that friendly. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go and have a quick look once more for a central defender, but also for a striker. So let's just search for defender central. Let's go highest value first since we've got a transfer budget to spend. Dan Jones is wanted by York. I was checking out Dan Jones, wasn't I? I believe so. Let's have a look what we know about him so far. Right, so he's actually more of a fullback than a centre-back. That's not what I want. Let's see. How's Harvey Smith? Heading stat not high enough. Do you know what? I think I'll highlight some key attributes for the role. So I want a central defender on. Let's try looking for a cover. Yeah, no point setting it to 15 at this level, so I'll drop it to 10. Of course, it finds nobody, so we'll drop the stats and see what we get. So we've got Jake Thompson is a potential, and Harvey Smith, who I was literally just looking at, I believe. Okay, so let's offer him a trial. And who's he wanted by again? Alfreton on loan, Tamworth on loan. Currently playing his football in League 2 for Morecambe. But I mean, his wage and his value is definitely low enough that he could be playing football at our level. Do you know what? Perhaps I will go in for a loan. Because I don't want to buy him. Oh, he's listed for loan as well. Yeah, I don't want to buy him while I don't know enough about him, but equally, I don't want to miss out on him and have him go to one of these other clubs. So let's make a loan offer. Okay, I'm offering nothing. Suggest terms. They feel the offer's acceptable. It's not really a good sign, is it? They're like, yeah, just take him. Just take him. We don't want him. Like, I don't care if you're not going to pay us for him. Just take him off our hands. So, yeah, I mean, this does us no harm since we'll be loaning a player for absolutely nothing. Squad status first team. Oh, I might have lied a little bit there, depending on whether he's any good or not. But let's finalise the offer. I mean, there's every chance he might just turn his nose up at us. But he's wanted by Alfreton. Alfreton are definitely in the division below us. In fact, did Alfreton get relegated? I forget now. Okay, so let's crack on. So I'm gonna. What's the other role I have in defence? Do you know what? It's been so long since I've looked. I can't remember. I think it's just defence. Yeah, central defence, defence. Right. You'd think that'd be easy to remember, wouldn't you? Okay, so let's have a quick look for that. So defensive role, central defender, defend. 10s, okay. Drop down to 9, and of course we get the same 2 players come up. All right, if we drop it down one more, there's Gianluca Haven. I think I've signed him in the past on another game. Yeah, this guy's played for me before. He's currently under transfer bid from Halesowen. Interesting. He's wanted by Southport and Telford as well. Yeah, I've had this guy in the past, you know. Can't be that bad if I remember having signed him on a previous Football Manager. Maybe I'll offer him a trial. In fact, is he on a free? Yeah, he's on a free right now. So yeah, I'm going to offer him a trial. Why not? Who else we got? We've got Matt Regan. Let's offer him a trial. Jake Thompson. That name rings a bell. Yeah, he's under transfer bid by my club. That'll be why that rings a bell. I've obviously already offered him a trial, I guess. Okay. Right, so I'm happy with that business. And next was... let's edit... No. Let's clear everything. There we go. So next was a goalkeeper. Let's just have a quick look for a sweeper keeper. Okay. Pick attributes. What do I have mine on? Is it defensive duty or support? Do you know what? I can't actually remember. I'm going to have to check that as well, aren't I? Sweeper keeper support. Okay. Where am I going? Scouting. Player search. Roll. Sweeper keeper support. Drop down to 10. Okay. And then drop to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Literally nobody at all available under that search. So what if I change the role to any? There we go. That throws some up. Hit OK. And let's start upping these again. See what we get left with. Yeah. That's not a good sign, is it? It's not exactly overwhelmed with sweeper keepers at this level of football. It is a harder role to play than just the standard goalkeeper, I reckon. So it's no surprise. But Stephen Drench, why do I recognise his cheeky looking face? Where do I know him from? Let's check his history. Ah, he was at Bradford. Okay, that's why. Do you know what? I think I'm probably just going to stick with the keeper I've got, to be honest. I think he's probably good enough. Ah, he's wanted by Yeovil and... I don't know how to say that place name, actually. Filder? Don't remember that club. Let's offer a trial. See what this guy is like. And then the last order of business is a striker. Attacking roles, and Let's look for a pressing forward first, and I think I have it on attacking duty. I should probably drop all this. So Sean Tutton is the first to show up. Had to drop the stats quite a lot though. Oh, he's wanted by Gateshead. Ooh, can't allow him to go there, can we, without a fight? Right, let's offer him a trial then. And next, I want to search for the poacher role instead. Same guy comes up. Let's drop it one more, see what our other options are. So, Liam Dickinson. Oh, he's 34. No, not signing him. Stephen Thompson. He's 31. He's a little bit too old for my liking as well. So that narrows it down to Ollie Johnson. Oh, no. He's 32. He's even older. Yeah, I don't really want to sign an old striker to be... I don't know. It is for a substitute role, isn't it? Maybe I do want to sign an old striker. He's wanted by Southport and Spennymoor. He's just straight up a free agent. What's his finishing? Between 8 and 12. What about Ollie Johnson? That's a solid 10. And this Sean Tutton? Between 7 and 11. Yeah, we'll just stick with taking Sean Tutton on trial, and we'll see what comes of that. Okay, so Morecambe have accepted the loan offer we made for Harvey Smith. Tutton comes in on trial. Haven't agreed terms with Halesowen and rejects Blyth. Fine, be like that then. And Wynn comes in on trial. Cool. Yeah, neither of them look great, do they? It looks like I'll be sticking with the same keeper. And if I do end up signing that striker, he's just going to be a reserve. Another trial. Jake Thompson. Matt Regan. A lot of trialists coming in now. Catch is celebrating that. Of course, he's playing as Halesowen, as we found out earlier on in the stream. Victory number 1 to you, Catch, I suppose. Oh, God, I hate those pointless questions. Yeah, we don't know if we're going to keep him. That's why we're taking him on trial. Why do you always ask these stupid questions, Press? Here we go again. Same again. First and only, he says. Oh, you never know. You never know. There could be more. South Shields, strengths, unknown. Brilliant. Okay, and I think we're good to go. And we can just squeeze in. I mean, it's tight, but I'm going to squeeze in this final friendly before I end the stream today. And then we've done all the friendlies, ready for next session, and we will start the season proper. And all the pre-season business will be done. I thought I was done with signings, but then I got tempted to do some more. I basically stopped at the point where I was going to have to start playing friendlies because I didn't want to play any games off stream. Steve Malt has completed his trial. Oh yeah, I remember you. You were awful. Yeah, off you go. Yeah, I didn't want to play any games off stream, so I stopped all the business that I'd done up until the point, where we were about to do that first friendly that we did at the start of the session. And yeah, I've managed to squeeze in a little bit more potential business. We brought one more player in, haven't we? We brought in that right wing back. I'd say that was probably worthwhile. But if I can just bring in a central defender and one more striker. Central defender, I'm kind of looking for someone who can go into the first team. But striker, I'll settle for a reserve player. Just so we've got a little bit more squad depth, as that's going to become more and more important as the season wears on and we start taking injuries and players get tired. Jake Flanagan, we've been checking him out for a while. We're now up to 81%. That's pretty good. Let's keep scouting and try to get it finished. Poor heading ability. Oh, he's a midfielder. Well, he's interested. poor heading ability for a central midfielder is not really ideal, in my opinion. Kind of like my midfielders to be able to win the goal kick battle in the centre of the field. He's only 5'11". Okay, well, I mean it's not exactly short, but it's not tall either. He's good at tackling, teamwork good. Kind of considering him. He's a box-to-box primarily, but he can play as a central midfielder, which is something I'd want. He's got a reasonable left foot on him as well. Not too bad. Got a bit of skill about him. Passing 10. Kind of tempted to bring this guy in, you know. No recurring injuries. And what's he valued at? Oh, yeah, he's valued at 74k. So I might not be able to bring him in at all, because what are the chances that they'll drop the price to something I can afford with my 40k transfer budget? They're in the division below, though, so no wonder he'd be interested. I just want to have a look at one more thing, actually. Let's check the overview. Yeah, look at that. I mean, if I brought him in, potentially he would be my best midfielder. Looking at that. Better than Desprez and Sangare. And yeah, recommends that I should sign him whatever the price. Well, you say whatever the price, but, you know, I kind of need to be able to afford him, don't I? Let's make an inquiry. Let's see what they say. They're probably going to try and charge me a ridiculous amount, though. And it'll end up falling through, but we can try, can't we? Right. Oh, man. Running out of time. Well, I ran out of time. Minutes ago, I ran out of time, but I'm going to play this last friendly. It's happening. Halifax negotiation over Flanagan. Okay, well, they're asking for 74k straight up. How about 20k? And I'll give you a percentage of the next sale. 25%. How about that? Yeah, not really surprised. Let's go 27k and 40% of the next sale. No, they want 54k and 50% of the next sale. No, I still can't afford that. Sorry. Let's go with 32k, maybe, and 50% is as much as I can offer. What can I even add to this? No, there's just nothing. I can't give you anything else, Halifax. This is it. Now they want 50% and 52k. Oh, come on. Cut me some slack here. Let's go with 36k. Discussions have not made enough progress. Oh, come on. Don't be like that, Halifax. I'm doing my best. Got limited funds here. I don't want to blow absolutely everything on him. Although I'm probably about to. I mean, I was saying I probably won't spend the transfer budget. I normally do just go for free transfers at this level, but when I've seen the state of that guy, he's kind of too tempting to not buy him. He would be the best player at the club, so it's worth splashing a bit of cash on. The thing is, midfield isn't really what I wanted to strengthen the most. I wanted to strengthen up my defence, really, but been struggling to find anyone to fill the role. We do have some trial lists on, though. Oh, man, come on. The more I'm messing about with this, the more time is ticking on, and I want to do that friendly, damn it. Let's take it down to 40k. Come on, work with me here, Halifax. What did they say? As they've responded. What is this? Oh, I see. Yeah, so they've said final offer 52k or get lost. All right, I guess I'll get lost then. Sorry. Right, I'm going to stick him. Oh, he's already on the shortlist. Right, on we go then. That's wasting too much time messing about with them. 52k, I don't know. The kind of money they're asking me for. Who do they think I am? We're Blyth Spartans. We're not Man United. We're not Newcastle. Not anyone with any money. And he wants 52k. Right, let's give Dan Maguire a bit of praise. Oh, God. Des Prez, bad. Warn, criticise. That will do. Can't be bothered with the others for now. We've got a save game. Come on. Move it along. Let's get this match on. I'm probably next session going to end up putting in another bid for Flanagan, I think. I just feel like I don't want to waste the time messing about with it right now. And perhaps if we just leave them for a couple of days to think, oh, that fell through, they're not interested anymore. Maybe they'll let him go for a little bit less than last time. Yeah, scout stuff. Oh God. Yeah, whatever. No, I don't know. Not really got much to gain from scouting. Okay, bank balance looking all right. Obviously, we'll be hoping to raise that up a bit with a good cup run this season. Hopefully 2 good cup runs. And now, finally, the South Shields match is upon us. And we're away from home. And how are we doing? Got these new trialies to slot in. Who's looking best out of this lot? These 2. Oh, he's a keeper and he's not good. Reagan, 2.5. Tutton, 1.5. Man, this is depressing. They're all bad. They're all really bad. I mean, he's got potential at least, but Jesus. I'm not signing a central defender who has 6 for his heading stat. 6? What's that? 6? And you call yourself a central defender? I've got fullbacks that could head better than that. That's embarrassingly bad. Yeah, so he's not going to be getting any games then. Never mind. And should I bring Liddell on? Yeah, I need to bring Liddell on. So O'Hanlon off, Liddell on. His match fitness is dropping a little bit now. A little bit. Oh, God. Embarrassing dad jokes. That's right. And let's submit team. Away we go, as quick as possible. Yeah, morale boost or whatever. They're not interested. They don't care. Nor do I. I just want to play. Okay, and we're off, finally. Playing against South Shields in their own stadium. Immediately obvious since it's lovely bright sunshine rather than chucking it down with rain. Now Des Prez on the ball to Lyons. Back to Des Prez. What's he going to do with it? Plays in the Brazilian. He flicks it out wide to Michael Liddell. Liddell on field for the first time in a couple of matches. Looks like he's not really warmed up yet as he got tackled immediately. Lyons will run back and claim that before any of the South Shields players can get near it. And plays it straight back up to Liddell. This time Liddell is a little bit quicker off the mark and plays the ball to Cavallo, who knocks it out wide to Leighton Egan. Egan with the cross to Bradley Fuster, and it's a formality. Bradley Fuster's head finding the goal very easily there. And that is 1-0 in under 2 minutes of play. Cavallo here with a lovely switch up of the play out to the right flank. Egan running on, providing a fantastic cross to the head of Bradley Fuster. And in the goal it goes. good start. Let's give him a bit of praise. Let's hope it's not too early for that. Michael Little with a decent corner there. I didn't quite catch who that went to, but it certainly was smashed in off the rebound by Lewis Lang. So let's see that again. Little with the corner. Oh man, I still didn't quite see. Possibly our number 10 there. That was difficult to track. So maybe that was... Oh, never mind. Either way, we got a goal out of it. And now the ball's up the other end with a header easily gathered by O'Reilly, though. Yeah, we'll take that. Lang scoring a nice goal. Always good to see a defender score from a set piece, particularly for my club. Now here's a weather system we're more familiar with. It's just starting to spot a little bit with rain. Des Perez winning the ball in midfield, though. Hoofs it immediately up to Bradley Fuster. Bradley Fuster looking to see what he can do with it, but unfortunately closed down quickly by the South Shields defence. They are passing the ball around dangerously there, and that's what happens. Sangari takes it away from them, and it results in a shot from Bradley Fuster. Saved very well by their keeper, but defence really messing around too much with the short passes in the danger zone there. And very easily could have conceded a third goal. Lang playing back safely to O'Reilly. O'Reilly comes out of his box a little bit. Knocks it to Lyons, who plays the long ball upfield, finding Maguire running onto it. He's got Bradley Fuster with him, and he's brought down in the box by Morse. And the referee wants a word with Morse. That was at least deserving of a yellow card, I'd say. He's going to be lucky to get away with that even. It is a yellow, and Maguire steps up for a penalty. It's his second of the season. And this one looked a little bit more competent than his first. And he does find the mark, and that will be a goal, making the score 3-0 to Blyth. Keeper guessed the right way. Actually, that penalty wasn't as far towards the edge of the net as I thought it had been from one angle. So, penalty looking a little bit dodgy, I will say, in the end. But we still got the goal from it. What's going on here? Des Perez picking up the ball again, playing in Cavallo. Cavallo back to Des Perez. Des Perez playing in Sangari, who loops it over the top, looking for Fuster. Doesn't find him. Defensive header is appalling from Osborne and just sets Maguire up for a very easy goal. What is going on at the back with South Shields? That was a gift of a goal. Sangari looping over there, and here's that defensive header again. Osborne just knocking it straight to Maguire. Why on earth? I mean, that's a schoolboy error. Everybody knows you don't head the ball across the face of your own goal when you're a defender. What on earth was he thinking? Terrible stuff. Cavallo there with a great tackle. Winning possession for Blyth. Plays it out wide to Egan. Egan puts in a cross. Finds Michael Little. Little can't quite get the finish, and it is gathered by Steele at the back for South Shields. And things are going very smoothly with it being 4-0. And we're not even at half time yet. Lions playing the ball over the top, finding Dan Maguire in space. Dan Maguire runs it through, takes the shot himself. But the shot is closed down by the keeper. It does go out for a corner though, which Des Perez will take. Messiah Moran clearing the ball to safety this time though. Now Wright with a free kick in the Blyth half. Low going for the long shot, but claimed easily by O'Reilly in the end. Osborne, of course, the man responsible for that terrible defensive error that gifted us a goal moments earlier. Now Blyth in possession again. Maguire through in the box, takes a shot, top right corner, and it's easy, simple, schoolboy stuff for Maguire now. He does make it look easy sometimes, doesn't he? Here we go. There's Perez with the through ball there. Maguire running on. Takes the shot. Bosh, in we go. And it's 5-0. And what a friendly to be playing for our last one before the season starts. Dan Maguire already on a hat-trick as we go into the half-time talk. Yep, let's give him some praise and let's go. Let's hope the season in the league is as easy as these friendlies have been. You know it won't be. You know it won't be. Not even close. This is giving us false hope. But I'll take it for now. Okay, right now on the ball for South Shields. Plays in low. Out to Foley. Foley switching up play to Finnegan. Finnegan with the cross. Lang with the defensive header. Well done there, Lang. And also finding Sangare with it too. Sangare takes the ball upfield. Plays in Dan Maguire. Maguire with the back heel to Michael Liddell. Liddell switching up play now. Finding Egan in space on the right. Egan takes it into the box. Looks to shoot for himself. But unfortunately closed down by the defence and it goes out for a corner. And Liddell steps up to take. Finds Bernard, who has a poor effort with the shot there. Cavallo will pick up the loose ball though. Egan looping it straight back into the danger zone. Michael Liddell looking for an attacker there. Almost finding Bradley Fuster. And it was a good sliding tackle there by a South Shields defender. And it goes out for a corner. Liddell taking the corner. Looking for the head of Lang. Shot saved though, or header saved I should say. We have Osborne on the ball for South Shields. Plays in Foley. Foley has a crack himself. But it was a very underwhelming effort. It does appear that South Shields have a mountain that they are never going to climb with what remains of this game. A 5-0 lead for Blyth Spartans is more than comfortable. Egan on the attack again now. The number 2 makes a cross to Dan Maguire. Dan Maguire with the header, and that is goal number 6 for Blyth Spartans. It is long gone, this match for South Shields. It's well and truly over. 6 goals they will not come back from with this remaining time. And I think that's goal number 4 for Maguire now of this match. He was already on a hat-trick at half-time. He's looking very proud of himself. Egan putting in a beautiful cross. Yeah, Maguire's definitely onside there. Finds himself in space, and I feel like the keeper should have done better with that effort, to be honest. Yeah, Dan Maguire on 4 goals. Bradley Fuster on 1. Lang on 1. 2 assists for Egan. 1 for Des Prez. Ooh, cross came into France there and he nearly scored. They might have a consolation goal in them here, South Shields. It does often happen. Pretty sure my team are going to be complacent by this point of the match. Donaldson chases and puts it back into the Blyth box, looking for, is that Turkey? I think that said Turkey. Oh, Turley. Sorry, Turley. Oh, Hook with the header there. Well saved by O'Reilly. Still showing he's a keeper worthy of merit there. Keeping Blyth, keeping Blyth with the clean sheet. Sangare now with a free kick. Looks to curl one into the top left corner, but he's no Ronaldo. Now, the dying minutes of the game. 4 minutes remain of normal time. How much added time will there be? And will it be enough for South Shields to retain some dignity from this match by scoring a goal? But yeah, only 1 minute. That's not going to be enough, is it? Not even a consolation prize for South Shields. They're just going to take an absolute hammering. Egan now. Oh, taken down by Rhodes. And he looked like he was about to take the ball into the danger zone. And we don't even get to take that free kick before the whistle goes. And that's 6-0 19 shots, 15 on target. That's a fantastic shots on target ratio there out of Blyth. I wish it was like that every game, but we'll take it from this. Brilliant stuff. And a 6-0 win for the Blyth Spartans to end our period of friendlies before the season starts, and our first match of the season, which will be next session, will be against Dover Athletic, and we're playing at home, good old Croft Park, no doubt in the rain. Let's just get that prediction in there. And yeah, that certainly can be described as a goal glut for sure. And we've got another update on Nexus. How's he getting on at Gainsborough? Another win for Gainsborough, 2-1. 89% passes completed this time. Seems like he's settling into the team nicely. He came off the bench and had a quiet game this time. Looks like he came on at half-time. Right, well, that is me done for now. I've overrun the session quite a bit, but I did want to finish all those friendlies before we stopped. Don't forget, there will be more Football Manager 2019 with the Blyth Spartans returning next Friday at the usual time of 9 PM UK time. Please come and check it out. We will be starting the season. We'll see how the new signings get on against some real opposition. Of course, we've just been playing friendlies against some pretty easy guys so far. No offence to any of those clubs, but they weren't up to our standard. We absolutely slaughtered most of them, didn't we? Apart from that very first game, which was a draw, wasn't it? We had a really awful, boring 0-0 draw to start off. But we won all the others pretty comfortably. So we had a 0-0, a 6-0, a 2-0, a 3-0, and another 6-0. This game has to have been my favourite, though, against East Stirlingshire, where both Bradley Fuster and Dan Maguire scored a hat-trick each. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, it gets serious next session against Dover. And of course, Dover are the favourites. I don't think there's going to be many games where we're going to be favourites this season. It's going to be tough. And we may have to make some drastic changes to the strategy. But that's the fun with Football Manager. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to check out my stuff on YouTube as well. That's channel_Doyle on YouTube. Search for channel_Doyle for the full playlist of this Blyth Spartans career and other games that I play too. Also, I will be back tomorrow for my usual daytime slot at 3 PM UK time, which currently is 11 AM Eastern, and we'll be playing Battletech Extended 3025. That's a mod for the Battletech game that I'm having loads of fun with, and I hope to see you then. Thank you very much for now. I'm out, and I will see you next time.